Shalom, I'm Angel. Welcome to Healthy in Heart. I hope you are healthy in heart, mind, body, and soul. So today we're going to start we are going to be crocheting a walker bag similar to this, but not exactly like this. I have edited one of the stitches in here. Be thinking about how you want to decorate the front and the back if you want to do that. There's going to be two pockets right here. Now this can be one large pocket right here, or you can sew it down, stitch it down the center to make two larger pockets with these on the back side or inside. So yeah, this is going to be facing the person because that's where the water bottle is. That's where the phone thing's going to be. So I said in my introduction that I was going to do this, that you need an H hook or a G hook. I was distracted. You're actually going to need like a G hook, like 4.5 or slightly less. Mine is a G hook and it is 4.25 millimeters. So something similar to that. Now just remember, you can use a larger hook, but it's going to make a larger product, and it's also going to have more spaces in between. It's also going to have more spaces in between the stitches for things to fall out. So I've already started one right here, and this is what we're going to be working on today for part one. Would help if I actually had it right. So this is my trial one. I'm just working it up to make sure there's no errors in my pattern, and I did find one. So this is what we're going to be doing today. It's actually quite large. It's a little wider than my shoulders. This is going to be sewed together. So if you can look at that, that's some really nice stitching details right there. There will be more stitching details later on, and so let's get started. You're also going to need what you're going to need. You're going to need a G hook or one that's like 4.25, anywhere from 4.0 to 4.5. I wouldn't go larger than a 4.5. And you're going to need some cotton yarn. This is a cone that is 706 yards. This is the peaches and cream. This one is not peaches and cream. It's about 700 yards. I can't remember which one this one is. I saved the label, but I don't know what to do with it earlier today. So basically what I'm going to be doing is about 2 hours worth of work per week, or thereabouts, or if it's something really difficult, it's going to be like a small section just to make it easier. This is going to be in 7 parts. The stitches that we're going to be doing are chain, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, skip a stitch, ST is a stitch, yarn over, hook, reverse single crochet. So those are our stitches. It's so basically 6 stitches. They're all pretty basic. There's nothing really advanced on this, except for the stitching together and the sewing, whatnot. And there's also going to be a puff stitch, which I don't have. A standing single crochet and a standing half double crochet. So I will go over those and demonstrate how to do those when we get to doing it. So and there will also be instructions in the pattern. I'm going to release the pattern as we do the steps. So part 1 will be available on the website, and there is a link below to that. So this is going to be in 7 parts, and just because my mama needs it, because my mama needs one, I'm going to try to put out a video on Mondays and Fridays. So that would take us through like 3 weeks or so. And then we'll have our walker bag. Now, you can sell these if you want to. That's fine with me. You can just don't sell the pattern. If somebody wants the pattern, send them to my website where they can print it off for free, or my Etsy shop, which is not set up yet, but will be, where they can purchase a PDF of this. So that said, let's get started. So I'm going to be working at my kitchen table, and so please ignore my banana boat in the background. The first thing we're going to be doing is making a chain of 145. So how I do my starting stitches, I just take my yarn in here and twist it one time around, and then the cotton yarn is so stiff when you first start using it, and then tighten it down. That will not come loose. Now 145. And all you do is yarn over and pull through. That's a chain. That's how you build a chain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I do count out loud because it helps me remember, not lose my place, especially when I have distractions, like my girl sitting over here having little temper tantrums, or my husband running through, or the cat's clawing my legs, that kind of thing. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 43, 44, 45. So that's 145. Go back to your starting point and just double count your stitches just to make sure you got the right number. We're looking for 145. Perfect. Okay, so at the end, we've counted to make sure all of our chain number is correct. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to put our chain in our standing half double crochet into the first back loop. And this is called a standing half double crochet because you do not chain up to make the half double. And so we're going to yarn over, go into that next back loop, and pull through, and yarn over and pull through all three. Going to yarn over, next back loop, yarn over, pull through the back loop, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops, yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through the back loop, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, through the back loop, yarn over, pull through the back loop, and yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the needle. I'm sorry, I keep moving out of camera view. All right, and we're going to do that all the way to the end. So I will meet you at the end. Okay, we are approaching the end. And sorry, this is the last one. All right, and we are not going to worry about that little tail right now because it will be sewed into the bottom. All right, so rows 2 through 4. Look at my nice little notations here. Rows 2 through 4 are going to be working a standing half double crochet and then half double crochet across the row and turn. So basically, rows 1 through 4 are going to look exactly like this. Now, to do a standing half double crochet, once again, we're going to loop over and spin. Pull that loop up just a little bit. Spin and work your stitch right in this first hole right here, and that is a really cool trick to keep your sides straight. Just FYI. Because technically the first stitch would be this one, but then you're going to have a gap right here, and then your crochets are going to go sideways. So if you crochet in that first one, and I'll show you again at the beginning of the next row, if you crochet in that, then it will close up that gap and keep your sides straight. By the way, I am left-handed, so if you're right-handed crocheting, this should be just right for you because it will reverse it, I believe. If not, pretend you're looking in the mirror. But it doesn't matter if you work from the left or the right, the instructions are the same. So you're going to be doing the exact same thing. You'll just be finishing on one side versus the other, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be reversible, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I just wanted to show you something. You'll see me keep this really tight, and that keeps my stitches tight, but also if I'm loose crocheting, it'll keep this from splitting, because this cotton, that's one reason I don't particularly care for this cotton other than the fact that it's stiff, is because it will split on you. So if you go slow, there's nothing wrong with going slow, or you can go fast if you want to go fast. But I find that if I go fast on this yarn, just like that, it will split on me. Do you see that? See how the yarn split right there? And that means you have less strands that are connected. Or less strands together that create a bond. You know the Bible verse that the threefold strand is not easily broken. Well, there's a reason for that, and because you want to keep your strands together. If they're twisted together, then say, look. So yeah, this is not my favorite yarn. Do not judge all cotton by this. Do not judge all cotton by this yarn right here, because this is not, it's affordable and it's a nice yarn once it's washed, but as far as working it up and crocheting with it, like my fingers are, I'm very sensitive, my fingers are like seriously kind of burning a little bit, so there's some kind of chemical in here in this yarn that is like really irritating my fingers. So just keep that in mind. And also, if you're, make sure you tell people to wash these products before they use them, if it's going to go against a body part. So I'm about halfway through there, and I'm like, look. So it takes longer to crochet with this yarn than it does with most, because honestly, it just splits like that really easily, and it's both annoying and makes it more time consuming. So if you see me crochet, it's not because I normally crochet this slow, but because I'm actually intentionally crocheting slow to take care that this yarn does not split. Look, that was slow and it still split. Yeah. So this is not my favorite. So please do not judge crocheting all yarns by this yarn, all cotton yarns, because all yarns are not created equally. All wool yarns are not created equally. All cotton yarns are not created equally. All acrylic yarns are not created equally. Like, there is actually one acrylic yarn that I actually like to crochet with. I believe it's Premier, but I don't. So I use the natural products because usually they feel better. This it has some type of chemical in it that is burning my skin. But I am more sensitive than other people are to that. Like, acrylic will itch me. It will make my fingers itch. It's really weird. But I am more, like I said, I am more sensitive to that than most people. So anyway, I'll meet you back here at the end of this row 2. Okay, so I just finished row 2, and we're going to it's a good idea to go ahead and count your stitches. Make sure that you have 144 stitches across there. So yarn over, turn your work. You might want to tug it a little bit to get this loop right here a little higher, and we're going to pull our thread right out. Okay, put our hook in here in the first one. Maybe we won't. All right, let's try this again. We're going to tug to get it up a little bit. We're going to yarn over. We're going to spin and put this stitch right here in the very next, basically it's the same stitch is what we're putting in. And as you can see, that gives a nice flat, even side right there for both. Okay, now let me show you what happens if instead of doing that, you chain up. So for a half double, they usually say chain up 2. I've actually seen 3. If I did a chain up, I would only do a chain up 1 because it's a half double, not a double. And then they would have you put it in the first loop. Well, there's nothing wrong with that except that you have this gaping hole right here. I just did a double crochet because that's what size this is, 2 chains. But you still have that gapping hole, and it's there. Let me just do a half double to show you. It's there even with a half double. See, you still have the hole, and look at your stitches, the way they're kind of going in. So if you want the nice flat one, you're going to put your stitch in here. Whether you do a standing double, standing half double, standing single crochet, you're going to put it in that hole right there, which is the exact same place, just at the back end of this stitch right here. All right, but back to where we were. All right, I'm going to pull up our yarn just a little bit because we're going to do a standing half double and then spin, and we're going to go right into that hole that I showed you. And very carefully pull our yarn through. All right, so as I'm going to show you on this, the first 4, look, do you see how straight this is? So the first 4 rows are going to be half double crochets. Those 4 rows are half double crochets. So this is the second row, and I just started row 3. I will meet you back here when I am finishing row 4. Okay, rows 5 and 6 are double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 2, 1, 2, turn, and double crochet all the way across. And you're going to do this for the same for row 5 and row 6. To do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert into the yarn, into your space, and then pull, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm going to repeat that. We're going to yarn over, put it into our space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is a double crochet. So that is how you do a double crochet. Once again, yarn over, put into the hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Easy peasy. I will meet you back here at the end of row 6. Okay, so rows 5 and 6 were rows of double crochet. And let's see, row 7, 8, and 9 are slightly different. So it says right here for row 7, chain up 2 and then chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. It's actually going to be a chain up 3, but the chain 1, skip 1, double crochet is a repeat to the end of the row. So chain up 2, plus 1, turn, skip 1, double crochet. Wait a minute. Skip 1, double crochet. Oh, Kirby. So dramatic. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. This is easier sitting on my couch, just FYI. Chain 1, skip 1, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. I keep calling it a hole. Technically it is. Chain 1, skip, double crochet. Oops. Look, there we got another split again. So let me do the chain 1 again. This is really not my favorite yarn, but I do need to use it, so this is just as good a thing to use it as anything. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And we are nearing the end of row 7, and I'm going to show you how we work into row 8, which is a little different because we're not going to go up. We're going to crochet along the same row. So basically right now we're crocheting into row 6, and row 8 is also going to crochet into row 6. Alright, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the last one. Alright, we are not going to chain up and do another double crochet. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. It's going to be a first stitch on the other side, and then we're going to fold this down, and we're going to double crochet into that stitch that we skipped. all the way across, chain 1 and double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. So basically every stitch on row 6 is going to have a double crochet in it, but they're split. And chain 1, so we're still skipping a stitch and we're double crocheting in the next. So basically row 7 and row 8 are the same, but that's why I said, so in row 7, do not chain up. That's what I meant by that. So row 8 is going to be worked on top of row 7. So you're going to start with a chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and it's going to repeat across, and then you're going to end with a chain 1. All right, now I'm going to continue working this across, and then I will bring you back when I get to the end of the row. But just remember, it's the same repetition as the last row. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And when you line them up, you have those together. Now this serves two purposes. Somebody could actually thread a pencil through there or a pen through there if they needed to. But it also gives a double weight right there, because you're going to have a lot of weight pulling right here. If they put a lot of weight in it, like my mother-in-law does, you could have a lot of weight pulling. So this just adds more strength to it because you're doubling the layers. Okay, and I just wanted to reiterate, if you fold row 7 down, it just makes it a little easier to see those stitches that you skipped. So you can crochet in those and then chain 1 and skip the stitch that one's crocheted in and hit the one that we skipped on the last row. Okay, we are nearing the end, and I wanted to show you how to go in to row 9. Now when you're done with row 9, you're going to have to count those stitches and make sure you still have 144, unless you count as you go, which I could do, but I would be doing it out loud and like annoy half the people that are watching this video. All right, there's another one right there. Where you at, son? Where you at? There you are. All right, so this one's going to have a chain 1. And then you're going to turn. So the chain 1 is still part of this row. And we're going to turn, and what we're going to do is work a standing single crochet right here. Now remember, this is chain 2 for a double crochet, and then a single, then a chain 1 for a space. So we're going to have 2 single crochets in this spot, 1 and 2, and then we're going to get to our next one is going to be in the back one. Now you can actually work this one 2 different ways. You can either crochet both of them together, which I have done in the past, but actually I really like doing the alternating single crochet. So what I'm going to do is single crochet back here and then single crochet up here in the chain 1 spaces, and then repeat. all the way across. Now you could actually crochet this whole thing in a day if you wanted to, and you have the time to. I don't have the time to actually do the video like that, so I'm gonna have to break it up into 7 parts just because life is kind of busy right now. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to do that because the videos have to be edited and then uploaded, and I still have other bits that I need to do. So yeah. Now, like I said, this pattern will be available for free on the website once it's complete. And then once all of the 7 parts have been released, the pattern will be available for purchase if you want a PDF version on Etsy. So if you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just alternating front to back. Front single crochet, back single crochet, always in the chain 1 spaces. Oops. Be careful as you're approaching the end of it here, because you can skip a stitch accidentally. Just remember they alternate. So there's going to be 1 back here, and then there's going to be 1 right here. And then there's going to be 1 more right here. And now what I'm going to do is count all of those stitches across and make sure I still have 144. But look how nice and even straight that side is. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished counting and I do have 144 stitches across here. And that will do it for part 1. Thank you for joining me for part 1 of a 7-part series of making a walker bag, or a bag to go on to a walker. Like I said, this pattern for part 1 will be available on the website now. And part 2 will be available when part 2 goes live, which will be this coming Monday. I am working on 2. One is my trial, just to make sure everything is correct with my stitch counts before I share it with you. And this is the other one. You can do this in solid colors also. It doesn't have to be the multicolor variegated. It's entirely your choice. This is what I had on hand, so this is what it's going to be made out of. So I hope I will see you next week on Monday for part 2. And like I said, the link is below in the description to be able to print off the instructions. And when we have finished with part 7, then the whole pattern will be available in PDF format with all of my corrections, and it will be available for purchase if you desire to purchase it on my Etsy shop, which is not opened yet, but it will be by the time we're done. It will be available for purchase if you want it in a PDF format. I know some of you guys like that. I like that myself. So, but you do not have to purchase the pattern. It is available for free on my website as well. So, Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, God bless.